So I had to do a presentation the other day that allowed me some reflection. I was able to reflect a little bit on the current state of the world, being in the LGBTQ plus community, being an activist, an educator. And someone asked the question of how do I keep pressing forward? How do I keep going? How do I, you know, carve a path through the absolute mayhem that is apparently the way things are now. And I did answer the question. It was a bit of a struggle for me to answer, but I attribute therapy, and I've had the privilege of access to therapy this last 5 years. If you've been following my YouTube, you've known for a long time how important therapy is to me. But the learning experience has been choosing my battles. And if you remember me many years ago, I was the type of person, I would literally wage any battle with anybody at any time with regard to social issues. And don't get me wrong, I still am very vocal and I still will battle and I still will call people out on their ridiculousness. But I've also learned the importance of preserving my bandwidth with regard to which battles I select. So the battles that I select are the ones that I think I'm going to make the most progress in. So as an educator, my goal is to always open that door, but the person has to be able to walk through that door. And the first step in that is a person has to be at least willing or receptive. And oftentimes people are not. Case in point, today, I had this experience where I went on one of my friend's Facebook posts. I know Facebook, right? It's a cesspool of bigotry. But I went on to one of my friend's Facebook posts, and this person, this mutual friend of theirs, was spewing this horribly transphobic, bigoted bullshit. And it literally was going on and on about how there are litter boxes in schools and how schools are, allowing kids to pretend they're cats, and basically children are being sent to schools, and they have like related things imposed on them, like forced transition. It was, of course, a lot of very extreme fear mongering talking points that are weaponized and used to attack the LGBTQ plus community, notably the trans community. And I responded to this person, and I said my piece, but instead of bickering back and forth with them, I kind of was at this point where I'm like, you know what? I dropped my piece. Bye. Here I go. And whereas there used to be a time where I was I am insistent on having the last word. I've learned that it's the quality of my message as opposed to the frequency in which I respond that matters most. That has been the most significant learning experience I've had. Do I continue to always adhere to that? No, I have points where I slip up. For example, I will have moments where I am reading news articles on some social media site, and I will, for some ridiculous reason, be like, I'm going to go look at what the comments say. And of course, the comments are trash. So then I'm I'm going to respond to all these people. If I'm in a petty mood and I have the energy and bandwidth, I will sometimes follow through and call people out on their bigotry. But other times I'm just I am so exhausted. And I'm not going to lie. The last 2 weeks, my bandwidth has been terrible. My mental health has not been good. In fact, I'm fairly sure I am coming down from a probably couple week long manic episode. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. So today, and then a conversation I had with a family member earlier in the week where the family member was kind of trying to understand my perspective as being an activist, but also kind of referring to me as, just this loudmouth of a person. just had this moment where I felt very dejected and sad, and I was just like, I feel like how I felt 10, 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago when I came out, having to like fight these battles of having to justify myself, explain myself. And mind you, even though I'm experiencing this, I want to place this in perspective. I'm not alone in the LGBTQ plus community in feeling this isolation. And the trans community, especially, they're fighting battles on multiple fronts right now. And I have these moments where I'm just like, I need to step away. I need to just, like, there's this very deep instinct I have during these times where I just want to, like, crawl into a hole, roll a stone in front of it, and Rip Van Winkle for 20 years. And I don't have the luxury of doing that. And frankly, I have so much privilege. I shouldn't do that. I think I should like take moments to kind of like regain myself and maybe scale back a little bit on social media. I probably will be scaling back on Facebook because that seems to be the exhausting place for me right now. But we have to be able to show up for these communities. And I guess this is kind of like an extended message, not only for others who may be feeling frayed in the community, but also allies. I know this is exhausting work. I know it's frustrating. I know you are encountering a lot of people who do not have empathy or critical thinking skills, but you choosing the most effective battle that you can be in and showing up when you're able is seen by those in the community, and that may be the catalyst to help keep them going, even if it's just another day, right? We, like, obviously our goal is to keep everyone going, just keep everyone going. So anyway, I don't know. I hope what I said makes sense. I hope all of this makes sense. But like, these are just my learning experiences lately. I've learned from therapy that I need to choose my battles, and that I am most effective when I'm honing my message and having the important conversations with people who I know are at least open to listening. Sometimes you just have to wait for those very ignorant, unempathetic, hateful people to silence themselves for a moment long enough to listen. And some of those people may never get there. And the cruel reality is accepting that, but connecting with those who at least have that open ear, right? So anyway, share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you as always for listening. Lately, growing up with Godzilla has been getting me through a lot. I've been like just focusing on recording episodes, talking to guests. And then, of course, I'm staying up till midnight tonight to listen to Lady Gaga's new album titled Mayhem, which is ironic considering how everything feels like absolute mayhem, right? But anyway, sometimes I guess when you need to take those moments to yourself, finding those small things to enjoy that enrich you matters the most. So, anyway, I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.